Hello and welcome to our Many Rivers Client Impact Stories webinar. My name's Anne Harrod Lubbock. I'm a member of the Many Rivers team, and I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm joining you from, the Gibel and Jarrawa people in the area of Toowoomba in southeast Queensland. I'm joined today by Errolyn Strang, who is the founder and director of Culture Across Time, and Shelley McCarthy, one of Many Rivers micro-enterprise development managers. Errolyn has 40 years of experience in Aboriginal culture training and facilitation. She delivers cultural immersion sessions to various non-government and government organisations. She's based in Wollongong and is dedicated to fostering understanding and meaningful engagement in Aboriginal culture. She joined the Many Rivers micro-enterprise development program in 2023. Shelley McCarthy has been a micro-enterprise development manager since 2020, and she caters to clients within the Illawarra and Shoalhaven regions of the south coast of New South Wales. She herself has also been a part owner of and operated 3 small businesses, an online markets business, a trade business, and a vendor business. She's lived her entire life in the Illawarra region and has a strong connection with the community there and a love of the people and the area. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, Errolyn, can we start by hearing a bit more about your business and what inspired you to get on a business journey?
So my business looks at topics such as structural racism, white privilege, policies that impact on Aboriginal people, and also truth-telling. I deliver usually one-day training sessions, and after I'd left many years of working with TAFE New South Wales, I knew that there was still a need for that type of training. So I started out as a sole trader, and then the business grew, and now I am proprietary limited.
Wonderful. How did it help you in that journey to have a business coach?
My business coach, Shelley, was able to drag me into this century. I did everything on Word documents. I still do a bit of that, but I have now moved into Xero. So for many people, that's not even a challenge. But for me, I found that so challenging. I just want to be able to see the documents, and I now know that I can see them. But having Shelley there to say, okay, do this at your own pace, because that's the only pace it's going to work for me anyway. Shelley was there. She understood that I had to do it at my pace. She understood the things that I didn't understand. She was able to identify the things that I didn't know. So it wasn't a case of, I don't know what I don't know. She was able to go, these are the things that you need help with. And I said, okay, well, let's have a plan, and let's work through that plan together.
Sounds extremely practical. What difference has it made for you in that, and what's been the greatest success you've experienced in your business?
Excuse me. I was able to rely on Shelley to give me good advice. I also want to say that it was a good fit. So Shelley and I gelled. I had been with another organisation and it wasn't really the right fit for me. So anyone that's thinking about getting a mentor, getting an organisation to have their back, I say, look, make sure that it's a good fit. Having her there to guide me, to mentor me, that was really good. And she also was open for me to have other mentors. So people that were also in a small business, and I say, oh, okay, what about this? Yeah, and she was okay with that. And I felt that way, that I have not just Shelley is there, but I also have 2 other mentors. I certainly rely on Many Rivers a lot, but it was good to have other support people there that had been through very similar things that I was experiencing.
That's wonderful. So what are you most proud of in your business?
I currently work with a national organisation, and I deliver training throughout Australia along the East Coast, and that includes a number of states and territories, obviously. I think that's a real achievement for me. I wouldn't have thought that would have happened to me. I also am really pleased that I employ local Aboriginal people wherever I go. That is really important because, that creates a link between the customer and the local community. I fly into wherever, whichever town or whichever state, but I leave a link, and that provides the opportunity for that organisation to further their own development, both personally and also professionally.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Shelley, it sounds like you have, really been an inspirational support, a very practical business coach. How is it that you support clients like Errolyn in realising their goals for their business?
Um, I think just understanding that it's um, understanding what the client wants or what the client needs and giving them the space to achieve that. So being quite open if something you think something's going to work well and letting them know that, or if you think that it's not the right time for them to try this thing in their business or try that, then obviously being open and honest with them as well. A big thing I think is understanding that every business and every business owner is different and they work at different paces. So giving them the opportunity to go at their own pace and take their own steps and just being there to walk alongside them. So never to guide them or as Errolyn said, I dragged her. It's just being there with her, being there with the clients on through the steps of their journey. Also being flexible. So given that they're operating their own business, there'll be times when they need to reschedule or they need to cancel meetings and being flexible and to be able to do that. And another thing, I'll just carry on from what Errolyn was saying about having other mentors. I think as a business coach, as you should never compete against other business coaches or different organisations because letting that business have a wraparound effect of the more support they can get, the better. So, and every different business coaches have different skill sets. So, I think that's been a good thing in Errolyn's journey as well.
Thank you. And can you share something with us that speaks a little bit to some of the challenges, or at least a challenge that you remember tackling
Yeah.
together?
Okay, so I met with Errolyn in October 2023. That was when we first started our journey, and I think we'd had a couple of phone calls, and I possibly met with Errolyn twice before our third meeting. And Errolyn used to always say to me about her spike file that she had everything stored on her spike file, and I just couldn't get my head around it. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is a joke or if it's an actual spike. So when I met her at her office on the third meeting, and I walked in, and there was a spike with about 113 pieces of paper on there, and that was her storage for her invoices. So we sat there and went through each of those papers, and we categorized them and we put them onto the computer, and then put the ones that were meetings into a calendar, and we got through that spike file, and it was actually a really good thing to do. It was a good, tangible and practical activity.
Fantastic. Sometimes we need someone to support us through those administrative challenges. Errolyn, can you remember that day?
I do. Sorry, I do remember that day, and I still have my spike file. I must say that it's empty, and it still sits there as like a little reminder. And I also think it's a bit of a symbol of growth, because I did then move to having everything on my laptop and my external hard drive. Don't judge me. And as you know, I'm now using Xero. I haven't managed my way through everything, but I'm certainly able to reconcile some things and do some invoices. So my growth in the last 18 months in terms of my administrative skills has been, it's gone ahead in leaps and bounds.
That's so great to hear. And what goals have you got for the business?
I would like to get another facilitator on. I currently have one other person, and I have known her for a long, long time. She's worked in education for decades as well, and I'd like an additional person so that as the business grows, we have enough facilitators to meet that growth. I also want to increase the number of yarning circle people that we use. That is growing. That's something that I have been able to do, and I think I've done that quite well in the last 12 months. We probably have, just in the Illawarra, there would be about 12 people that come into the yarning circles that we run as part of the training. And then in ACT, in Victoria, in Queensland, I have other facilitators that join in for the yarning circle. So that's been really good. The other thing that I would like to increase is a number of brave allies. I think that the training reaches out to all people and say, stand up. So facilitators, yarning circle people, and more brave allies.
Wonderful. And we'll share more information about how people who might be listening and interested in connecting with you can get in touch with your business. So, Shelley, you're supporting clients like Errolyn all around the region. How would you encourage other people who are hearing Errolyn's story and feeling inspired to start a business?
Yeah, I think just if you've got an idea that you might have been thinking of for a little while, or it might be something new, but if you've got something there that you want to just go for it. Give us a call, see if we're going to be the right fit for you. Our client and community support number is on our website, and there's also an online form that you can fill out there. But we have micro enterprise development managers all across Australia. So there'll be someone in your region or even out of your region that might be a good best fit for you. Ring up, have a chat, and we'll go from there.
Thank you. Wonderful. And for those people listening who already have an existing business that's beyond that micro stage, we now have a small business development program at Many Rivers, don't we? So we can also support those enterprises and their founders that are looking to grow those Indigenous businesses. So thank you both. It's been wonderful to hear more about your relationship, how that has been such a positive impact for a high potential business. And Errolyn, it's lovely to share in this time with you, and we wish Cultures Across Time all the very best for what's ahead.
Thank you.